I'm Jill Caldwell. I'm the Chief Executive of Endeavour Domestic Abuse Service, and we're an independent charity based in Bolton for the last 22 years. We offer a number of community-based domestic abuse projects. Our Young Persons Endeavour service is a high-risk project for 16 to 19-year-olds at risk of serious harm. We undertake intensive safety planning and we ensure a person's thoughts, their feelings, their belief and their experience are represented at MARAC. We work to de-escalate risk and give people an understanding of healthy relationships, of consent and the key risk factors that are unique to them. We work with other agencies on agreed care and referral pathways, and that includes safeguarding children and responding to cases of child sexual exploitation. When risk is reduced, we have a young person's domestic worker project, and this works with the young person to remain in their home or to resettle into a new community. We also help with employment and volunteering pathways and education if that's what they want to do. Our Safe Haven project is for anyone affected by domestic abuse, and it's once risk has de-escalated and they're ready to move on with their lives. And no two people have the same pathway, and we work with families on average for around 12 months. We support both practically and emotionally. Practical support can help someone remain in their home, or we can support with relocation and community resettlement. We can also help access specialist services and apply for school places, register with doctors, dentists, and we work in partnership with other relevant agencies. We upskill where necessary, so we can help people with budgeting and understand money management, and also to know their rights and their entitlements. We help with court advocacy, so this could be arranging a pre-court visit or to arrange screens in a court. And we can accompany people on the day because we know just how daunting and scary an experience this can be. We also offer emotional support and counselling around anxiety and for people with PTSD. We have group work, and this focuses on self-esteem and confidence building, and we also look at problem solving and coping strategies. Our Haven project works with the hardest to reach victims of domestic abuse and their families, and many people in this project have chaotic lifestyles and complex needs. Haven clients are placed in some form of temporary accommodation, so this may be a dispersed property, a hostel or a bed and breakfast. And we empower them to improve their safety and make long-term changes to rebuild their lives. Again, the focus is on safety planning, providing advocacy support to people to help access other appropriate services, and this could be housing, alcohol and drug services, mental health and criminal justice services. We want to establish positive relationships and again help resettlement within communities. 2020 has seen us set up 2 new projects. Our BAME project launched on International Women's Day in March. And this came out of a need that we'd identified where a number of women were not engaging with our services until they were very high risk. They were somewhat hidden, and it took an incident to bring them to the attention of statutory services. Or they were presenting at agencies with one issue and there was an undercurrent of domestic abuse which was not being addressed. We assist migrant women. Many of those are on spousal visas and have no recourse to public funds. This means they have limited access to housing and most welfare benefits. We liaise with local immigration services, and we make sure that the women have information and advice on their rights and entitlements, and they also understand the pathways that are open to them. The BAME project also provides support for women experiencing forced marriage, FGM, or at risk of honour-based violence. The second service we have set up in October is for those over 55, and that's the Evergreen project. So during lockdown, we had our oldest and our youngest service users. They were separated by 70 years, but they had the same experience. The service was the same with a focus on safety planning, but we tailored it accordingly, and we used different methods of communication, and we also used different language where needed. For those wanting to flee, we work together to identify a suitable pathway. But for many wanting to remain in their own home, and that included a lot of people in the Evergreen project, we work together to keep them safe. A twin aim of the project is to deliver awareness training for local agencies and statutory services. There is a thought that intimate partner abuse lessens as people age, but we know domestic abuse does not have an upper age limit, and 1 in 4 victims of recorded domestic homicide are aged over 60. Our final service is where the charity began, and it's pet fostering. We work with people and their pets, and we see the connection between animal abuse and domestic abuse. Where an animal is being abused, people are at risk. We see pets are being used increasingly to coerce, control, and intimidate people to remain in abusive situations. Our pet fostering service works alongside all our Endeavour services, but it covers the extent of the North West. In 2019, we went into partnership with the Dogs Trust Freedom Project, and we expanded the capacity of the service. The aim of both organisations is to reunite the pets with their owners. So that's a summary of our service and our projects. As a domestic abuse service, we know how important it is to break the cycle of abuse and to enable people to escape relationships. We constantly monitor risk because we know this can escalate quickly, and the pathway to support is not linear. People move up and down from high risk to medium risk to low and then back to high again. We fully endorse initiatives promoting awareness of domestic abuse, and we are supportive of the Eyes Wide Open campaign. Domestic abuse is on the increase and numbers have surged, and for perpetrators, lockdown has presented another means of control. We would encourage anyone with concerns about neighbours, colleagues, friends, family, or if you have a concern or worry about yourself, please contact us or another domestic abuse service. It's confidential. We will listen and we will help where we can. Thank you.